What's up guys, English Dan, back again, another video, trying to rattle these off for you because last week I had a bit of a problem, not feeling very well, buying a new car, got stuck at a car dealership for 7 hours on a Saturday, totally destroyed my video making plans, but this week I'm going head on and I'm going to try and get 3 videos out for you. Anyway, what have we got today? So, I just reviewed the Creative Outlier Gold Air, $99. What a lot of people want to know is, which ones are the $99 kings? And I'm going to tell you in about 10 seconds, I promise. Welcome back guys. So yeah, $99 Soundcore Liberty Air 2, $99 Creative Outlier Air Golds. Very similar on paper, both have graphene drivers. One of them has 14 hours battery life, put on the earbuds, that is, the actual earbuds, not including the case, 14 hours playtime, 6 to 7 hours on these. One comes with a big case, one comes with a smaller case, one's got wireless charging on the case, one doesn't, blah, 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 blah. Let's break this down and tell you which ones your $100 should go to. So, talk about the sound first. We're going to go Creative first. Creative, really boomy. They do have a lot of bass in them. They have a nice bass as well. It's not harsh or anything like that. It is a rolling, hummy type of bass. It's very nice. It does spill over into the mids a little if you can't control it with a graphic equalizer. And the highs are there. I did find them a little scratchy. I had to bring them down a little bit. But overall, the sound quality on the Creative Outlier Golds was pretty good. Considering it's a 5.6mm driver, they do produce some really good sound. Especially if you download your music onto your phone and use it through the app, which I'll get onto a little bit later. And we have the $99 Soundcore Liberty Air 2. These, for me, hands down 2019, the best value you could get for under $100. Amazing value coming out of these. Like I say, these do have 6-7 hour battery life, wireless charging case, things like that. But let's talk about the sound. These also have graphene drivers. They also have a lot of bass, like a lot of bass. But the good thing about these is I didn't find that it rolls over into the mids at all. It just stays nice and tight where you can get your vocals and you can still hear the highs and things like that. It's a very detailed sound when you listen to the Soundcore Liberty Air 2. They actually punch well above their weight when it comes to the sound. And they also have app integration. So regardless of whether you're using these on an iPhone or you're using them on an Android, you can control the music the way you want to. Soundcore are awesome. They're always updating their app. They updated it recently to include a graphic equalizer instead of just presets like they used to have. And you can now go through and change the sliders and make it work the way you want to make these work. Sound-wise, these are killer. I think these sound every bit as good as $180 75 Ts, or very close anyway. They're excellent value. When it comes to sound, I'm going to give this to Soundcore because they're just so versatile, do everything great. The engineering behind these, fantastic. But sound quality isn't everything. But it is to me. But there's other things as well. Battery life. Let's talk about battery life. 14 hours battery life on these, and that's just the earbuds. You can go on the longest flight in the world and leave these in your ears and you're going to be fine. They're not going to die. That is just amazing. It's outstanding. I've never seen battery life on a set of earbuds as good as this since True Wireless came out. I mean, these have knocked it out of the park when it comes to battery life. You get 39 hours total overall with the case. Now, when it comes to the case, they're USB-C, so you charge from USB-C, but you don't get any wireless charging. It's also a big cylinder. It's not very comfortable when you've got it in your pocket. And it also doesn't really give you a whole lot of information when it comes to the battery remaining. The lights are blue when they're between 31 and 100%, and the lights are red when they're between 30 and 0. So you could pick these up one day, go out, and they'll be at 33%, but you don't know. For all you know, they could be at 99%. You just got no idea of knowing. Same when they're in the red. You could pick them up and they could be at 29%, or they could be at 2%. Again, you've got no way of knowing Battery life on these is great, but indicators on the case, poo-poo. Sorry to say, creative, poo-poo. Battery life on these, I find these perfectly adequate for me. These are around 7 hours you get out of these, between 6 and 7 hours, depending on how loud and things like that you listen to your music. I get anywhere between 6.5 and 6 3/4 out of these, which is more than adequate, lasts me a long time. Battery life on these is pretty damn good, and it's the standard when it comes to high-end, let me say, true wireless earbuds. 7 hours is there. These are not priced at high-end, these are $99, so you're getting that really good value when it comes to battery life. Also, with the case, you get a total of 29 hours playtime. But the bonus with this case is not only does it charge and fast charge with USB-C, it also wirelessly charges. So if you've got a Samsung phone or something like that, or one of the Huawei phones, even though they don't sell them over here right now, but if you've imported one, they do the reverse charge on the phone. When you're not listening to them, or when you are listening to them, let's say, you can throw the case on the back of your phone and it's going to recharge. What a great little idea that is. It's just convenient. I know it sounds like, well, I'd never do that, but you actually would if you tried it once, because that way you're going to keep them charged all the time. You don't ever have to worry about it. So battery life on these is great. Who wins? Creative win on the battery life for the earbuds, but the overall battery information and things like that, I'm going to have to give to Soundcore. So it's kind of even, you know, just depends what you really want out of your earbuds when it comes to battery and information. They both have low latency, Bluetooth 5.0, so no problems there. High definition audio comes through with the aptX. It sounds much better than headphones without it. Usually there is a set of headphones that break that rule. I don't know how or why, unless they're not telling us that it really does have aptX. But anyway, yeah, these two really do sound really good when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity and things like that. You can walk over to the other side of the house where I live, no problem, no breakups, a couple of walls in the way. I've not had any issues with any of them. Go out to the backyard. I do find that the Creative do take me about 5 feet more than the Soundcore. So when it comes to connectivity, if you want to be walking 40, 50 feet, 60 feet away, with some walls, you might prefer these, but I don't know many people who leave the phone 50 feet away from them and go for a walk. These work out pretty well. Now, when it comes to stability, these do, how can I say this without sounding like a douchebag? These have got great connection, but what I found recently is every now and then, if I shake my head, like if I turn around to speak to somebody, it'll drop in one of the ears very slightly. I don't know. Firmware issue maybe? Don't know. These do not do that. So winner for this round has got to go to the Soundcore. Even though it goes only about 5 feet less before it starts coughing and spluttering, it's rock solid all the way through. Turn my head and things like that, no problem. Let's talk about comfort. Now, 14-hour battery life on these, so you would hope that they're really comfortable and you don't get any ear fatigue from them. Problem with these things is the buttons that you use on these for your controlling the earbuds, for your volumes and things like that, and they're just a fail. The buttons on these, you have to press them so hard they hurt your ears. It's just no two ways around it. They hurt your ears, unless you've got some like cauliflower ear that's got masses of scarring and padding. It doesn't bother you. The average guy or girl is going to be like, this sucks when they try and press the buttons. If you don't press the buttons, I find with me, I don't get ear fatigue a lot with a lot of headphones, but I find after a couple of hours, I think it's because of the shape and them being quite a round cylinder shape, I do get some ear fatigue. They do start to bother me after a couple of hours. So yeah, if you're only listening for an hour or so at a time, these will work. Just don't use the buttons because the buttons are absolutely crapola. These, different style. Obviously they're not the disc that sit in your ear. These are more of the stem style, like the AirPods, things like that. But they actually go in your ear, unlike AirPods. These I can wear all day long. They're super comfortable. They come with the right size tips in the box. Let me just say, tip fitment is key to comfort and sound quality. The tips in these are great. They give you a plethora of tips, so you'll be able to find the tip that you need. You get 2 small and 2 medium sized in the Creative Outlier Gold. Why? And they're not even big for the sizes that they are. They're quite small. I had to take them off and use my own larger tips, then they wouldn't fit in the case, so I had to take them off to charge them. Anyway, stupid idea. These, hands down, comfort. I can wear these for the full 6-7 hours, not a problem. I don't get any ear fatigue from these whatsoever. The most comfortable headphones I've wore in a long time. Let's just say that. These are just perfect for my ears. Let's talk about app integration. They both use app integration. You can download the, it's called the Super X5, Super X5 something or other. And it's an app that lets you control the headphones as long as you've downloaded your music, and it'll read some real high quality music. And with downloaded music sounds fantastic coming out of these because of that. But I don't download my music. I don't know many people who do. The graphic equalizer only works on local as well, so if you're streaming, you can't alter the sound on these through the X5 app. Shame. These come with an app. They connect. They allow you to do graphic equalizer changes, 6-channel I believe it is, and then they have their presets. They show you what the buttons do. They allow you to change what the, sorry I said buttons, they allow you to change what the touch sensitive things do and things like that, however you want them. Customizable wise, these are hands down the best. App wise, they're hands down the best. These are great if you've got downloaded music, but like I say, I'm going to say 8 out of 10 people probably don't have the music anymore on the phones. They stream it. So for me, it's Soundcore. But if you do download, this is a really good app. But yeah, for me, I'm going to say Soundcore. It's the way I use it. It's the way it's best for me. Soundcore, take it big time. Phone calls. These allow for stereo phone calls. Sounds pretty good as well. Cuts out a lot of the background noise. They're above average when it comes to phone calls. These, on the other hand, have 4 microphones and also sound above average when it comes to phone calls. No problem. Do they use stereo? I don't think they do. I think they only come out of 1 if I remember rightly. I would have to check it again, but I don't take phone calls on my earbuds anyway. I always switch over to my phone, so I don't find any of the earbuds particularly great when it comes to call quality, but I'm going to say that these do sound better than the Creatives because of the 4 mics. It picks up the voice and cuts out a lot of the noise better. People say when I've used these on a phone call, they always say when I've asked them, didn't realise you were on your earbuds down. Yes, I was. They say I sound much clearer, whereas these, I'm very clear, but they said they can tell I'm away from the microphone. So yeah, for me, again, Soundcore win. See a trend coming here? They're both sweat-proof, both IPX5, so you're not going to go swimming or take a shower in something like these, but if you're working out, they're going to be sweat-proof. You know you've not got a problem there. Great for working out, both of them. They both stay in your ears pretty good, so not a problem. These do stay in your ears a little better than these because of the way they hook into your ears, because they're the earbud type that goes in your ear in the stem, whereas these kind of just sit in your ear here. But yeah, both really good when it comes to IPX5 rating, no problem whatsoever. Both can use assistant, but like I say, on these you have to use the buttons to trigger them off, and the buttons suck. So these go boom. These smack the ass out of the Creatives just because of the buttons. No, them buttons are fail. Whoever designed those buttons and said they're very good on these needs a new job. Just saying. Let's talk about sound quality with these things. First of all, we'll go off the Creatives. They do sound really good. They've got some nice bass. It's like a rolling bass, really nice hummy bass. Can roll into the mids though, unless you're using like an Android where you can download a graphic equalizer if you've not already got it on your phone, and you can move the sliders to the way you like the music. It can roll into the vocals and things like that. They can get a bit muddy at times, but like I say, if you're using an Android, you can use the equalizer and you can make them sound how you want, and they do sound pretty good. The highs are there as well. I have to turn it down. When I first got these, I had to turn them right down a little bit. I say right down a little bit, that doesn't make sense, but I had to turn them down a little bit because I found the highs a little scratchy. Nothing horrendous, just a little screechy, and a little bit of turn down. It was fine. On the iPhone, I had to just, I think I used Bass Booster on these, and it still made it a little muddy, but it brought the highs down at the same time. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're looking at the Outlier Golds. sound quality on these. Diamond coated drivers, the other ones are graphene drivers. Diamond coated on these sound fantastic. $99, these things punch well above their weight. Absolutely spank you. Just amazing. Almost as good as your $180, $200 headphones. Really up there, real tight bass. Everything sounds great, really boomy. And then you've got the app, like I say, where you can control the EQ on these. So if you don't want that big boomy bass, you can bring it back a bit and get your vocals more forward. You can create that flat sound. They even have their own signature Soundcore preset, as well as a lot of other presets that if you don't want to mess with the graphic equalizer, you'll find something you like there. This also has Hear ID. What that does is it plays a series of sounds, let's say like beeps, high-pitched beeps in your ear, and it programs these to your hearing. So yeah, does it work? Yeah, they do sound different, but I just use the signature Soundcore app or adjust my graphic equalizer. Let me just go back onto these as well quickly for a minute. These do have the strangest kind of thing for your ears to make them. You have to take a picture of your ear. And you have to hold your phone over your ear, and you've got to get your ear in this circle inside the phone. And I don't want to show you because it's just wasting my time, because it's stupid. You need someone with you to take pictures of your ear, basically, while it figures out how these are going to work in your ear. What? What? No. Kills it. So overall, who's the $99 king? You know it. I know it. They knock it out of the park every time they bring something out. This last 12 months, they have excelled in everything they have done. And the winner, for me, is not them. It's the Soundcore Liberty Air 2. $99. You cannot go wrong with these things. These are the best sounding headphones at $99. Maybe even the best sounding headphones, period, when it comes to value for money, when it comes to things like that. These are just fantastic. You cannot go wrong with these. The case is great. The build quality is great. Everything looks great about them. You can get them in 2 different colors instead of garish gold that looks cheap on the plastic. These look great in the white and the silver, or the black and the red. They look awesome. They fit great. They have good battery life. App support is fantastic. They're always updating them. They're just amazing. Soundcore knock it out the park every time, and these have just knocked them out of the business. Don't buy the creatives. Go and buy these. You'll thank me later. This is English Dan saying, see you later.